If you've ever said, there's nowhere to meet anyone anymore, this one's for you. Because I get it. It really does feel harder these days. The world's changed. The social circles that once brought us new friends and potential partners have shrunk. We work remotely. We socialize less. And after a few disappointing experiences, maybe a bad date, a dead-end conversation, or an awkward meetup, a lot of people just stop trying. But here's the truth. People over 50 are meeting, dating, and falling in love every day. They're just doing it differently than they used to. Today, we're talking about where people over 50 are really meeting in 2025. And more importantly, how to stop letting fear and self-limiting beliefs close the doors that could lead you to the person you've been praying for. Let's start with the real issue. Fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of wasting time. Fear of being hurt again. Those fears quietly turn into excuses. Dating apps don't work. I tried singles groups before and it was awful. Everyone there was too old, too young, too weird. So you write off entire places and groups after one bad experience. And before long, your world gets smaller. Not because there's no one out there, but because you've stopped showing up where life happens. Here's the mindset shift. If you're only waiting for the right person to magically appear in your comfort zone, you're going to be waiting for a long time. Connection doesn't happen in isolation. It happens in motion. Now, let's look at where people are actually meeting in 2025. The good news? The opportunities are better than ever, if you know where to look. For starters, dating apps like Match, eHarmony, and Our Time are still solid choices for people over 50. The difference now is that they've gotten smarter with better filters for serious relationships and even built-in video chats so you can screen someone before you meet. And, believe it or not, Hinge has quietly become a favorite among the 45-plus crowd. Why? Because it's built around real conversation starters, not swipes. But the best connections, they're still happening offline. Interest-based meetups have exploded. Hiking groups, wine tastings, book clubs, travel groups, photography walks. These aren't dating events. They're connection events. You bond over shared interests, not forced small talk. Then there's volunteering, one of the most overlooked yet powerful ways to meet high-quality people. Think Habitat for Humanity, food banks, animal shelters, or hospital programs. When you're serving others, you naturally connect with people who value kindness and contribution. And that's the foundation of something real. Professional and alumni networks are another hidden gem. I've had clients reconnect with college classmates or meet someone through a professional event or LinkedIn connection. When you start from shared history or purpose, the conversations feel effortless. And here's a surprise for a lot of people. Fitness and wellness communities are booming for singles over 50. Pickleball in particular has become a social magnet. You play, you laugh, you talk between games, and nobody's sitting behind a screen pretending to be who they're not. Add yoga workshops, cycle clubs, and golf clinics, and suddenly your health goals double as your social life. Faith-based communities continue to be one of the most natural places for connection. But it's not just about showing up for Sunday service. The magic happens in small groups, service projects, and ministry teams. The spaces where you can actually talk, laugh, and connect. Then there's continuing education classes, cooking, art, languages, technology. These attract growth-minded people who are curious about life, and that curiosity often spills over into relationships. Travel is another powerhouse. There is a surge in singles travel options for the 45-plus crowd, like road scholars, single cruises, and adventure travel clubs. Even local day trip groups give you the vacation energy without the awkward pressure of a blind date. And don't underestimate simple, low-key environments, wine bars and coffee shops during quieter hours. Many host social events for midlife adults now. Wine tastings, live, easy for me to say, live acoustic nights, coffee education sessions. The trick is to go during off-peak hours when conversations feel natural. Finally, there's what I call the hidden market. Friend-of-friend introductions. In 2025, intentional social hosting is making a comeback. Dinner parties, backyard get-togethers, small gatherings where the host quietly plays matchmaker. These are relaxed, organic, and full of real potential. Here's what separates successful midlife daters from the frustrated ones. They don't put all their eggs in one basket. Instead of saying, I'm just doing apps, or I only want to meet someone in person, they take what I call a portfolio approach, staying active in 3 or 4 of these spaces at the same time. That way, if one avenue doesn't work out, they don't spiral into frustration or give up altogether. It keeps your mindset open, your social life active, and your heart engaged without the burnout. And if you're thinking, I've already tried some of these, let me challenge you. Did you really try, or did you sample and quit after one awkward moment? Most people stop just short of a breakthrough because they confuse discomfort with failure. But here's the truth. It's not failure, it's friction. And friction is where growth happens. One thing I've learned about coaching hundreds of midlife singles is this. The clearer you are about who you're looking for, the easier it is to find them. That's why I always come back to your must-have and deal-breaker lists. When you define your must-haves, your values, your lifestyle, your non-negotiables, you stop wasting time in the wrong places. If active lifestyles is a must-have, then your future partner probably isn't at home binge-watching TV. They're out walking, cycling, or joining a fitness class. If faith is a must-have, look to small groups, service teams, or volunteering. If personal growth is important, try workshops or continuing ed classes. The point is this: clarity points your compass, and when you start following that compass, opportunities appear everywhere. If this idea of meeting someone organically still appeals to you, I have a full video that dives deeper into it called The Truth About Wanting to Meet Someone Organically. I'll link to it here in the screen. I believe that connection is part of God's design, but it still requires action. You can pray for the companionship, but faith without motion keeps you standing still. Sometimes God's waiting for you to move your feet so He can guide your path. Because when you start engaging again, volunteering, learning, playing, helping, you put yourself in the places where His blessings can find you. If you've been single for a while and you're feeling discouraged, I want to remind you, you're not behind. You're being prepared. And the person you're looking for might be just one decision, one event, one yes away. If you're ready to figure out who you're truly looking for and where they're most likely to be, I've created something to help. It's called the Must-Have and Deal-Breaker Blueprint for Midlife Singles. It's completely free, and it walks you through how to define your values, your relationship goals, and the traits that actually lead to long-term connection. Because once you're clear about what you want, it's amazing how quickly you start noticing the right people and how the wrong ones just fade out. Before you go, if this video gave you something to think about, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Then grab your free copy of the Must-Have and Deal-Breaker Blueprint using the link in the description below. Start building clarity, start showing up, and start opening the door to the extraordinary relationship you've been waiting for. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next video.